Germany, mid-17th century, a nation still reeling from the horrors of the 30 Years' War. "Marry her instead of me, I'll even pay you," Georg Wilhelm blurted out desperately to his younger brother, Ernst August. That moment would change everything. One duke, overwhelmed by panic, ready to pay just to avoid marriage. The other, silent, sensing that this wasn't just a family favor, but a deal that could alter the course of history. Germany was struggling to recover from a long and devastating conflict. Famine, disease, and ruins marked the land. The country had lost its direction and was searching for a way forward. The war had left not only physical scars, but a deep sense of instability, one where noble families had to urgently restore order, lineage, and alliances to maintain control. Amid this chaos stood two brothers from the House of Welf, Georg Wilhelm and Ernst August. Nobles by birth, but more concerned with the next masquerade, a new bottle of French wine, or an Italian soprano's voice than with the fate of their duchy. They reveled in pleasure. From Vienna to Paris, palaces, theaters, women, gambling, everything, except responsibility. In many ways, they were relics of a dying age, holding on to opulence while the world around them burned and rebuilt. But every party ends eventually. At the family castle in Celle, the local nobility confronted Georg. "Enough games. You bear a title, and with it, a duty. You must marry. You must produce an heir. Or give up everything. Your lands, your wealth, your power." Cornered, Georg agreed. A bride was selected for him, Sophia of the Palatinate, a woman of noble blood, granddaughter of King James I of England, great-granddaughter of Mary, Queen of Scots. A powerful lineage, but no fortune. Sophia wasn't a beauty, but she had a magnetic presence. Sharp-minded, proud, educated. She moved with confidence among intellectuals and held her own in sharp conversation. For her, marriage was not merely a romantic dream. It was a path to influence, to purpose, to legacy. She believed she was ready to step into history. When Georg arrived in Heidelberg, where she lived at the court of her brother, the Elector Palatine, he was charismatic and composed. Sophia was instantly taken. "This is the man I will marry," she thought. She prayed. She thanked God. She already saw herself as the future Duchess, but Georg felt the noose tightening. He didn't want to be a husband. He didn't want to give up his freedom. The thought of obligation, of a life ruled by court rituals and airs, suffocated him. And then a wild idea formed. What if I pass her on to my brother? What Ernst August said in response, "History doesn't tell." But soon it was he who married Sophia. And Georg? He solemnly renounced his claim to heirs and swore never to marry. Rumors spread like wildfire across Europe. The Duke sold his bride to his brother. Sophia was devastated, betrayed. She had considered herself a wife already. Now she was passed like a token. She never forgave Georg. That moment of humiliation would echo through the rest of her life. But that strange union between Sophia and Ernst August would shape history. They had 7 children. Their eldest son, George Louis, would become the first British monarch of the House of Hanover, King George I. And Georg Wilhelm? He vanished from the courtly spotlight and plunged into indulgence. Masquerades gave way to broken love affairs. Theater became disillusionment. After a failed romance in Vienna, he fled to Breda, a city full of exiles, French Huguenots, English royalists, and adventurers of all kinds. It was there, among intrigue, politics, poets, and spies, that he met her, Éléonore d'Aimier d'Aubreuse. She wasn't just beautiful, she was composed, intelligent, and fiercely independent. A Frenchwoman, a Huguenot, a lady-in-waiting. Men lost their heads around her, but she kept her distance. Even Georg, a duke, felt like a mere boy in her presence. He broke his vow. He asked her to marry him. But Eleanor didn't rush. She had lived among power and knew its costs. She set her terms. "Provide for my family, leave me your personal estate, let this be love, not a whim." He agreed. Scandal. The Welfs were furious. Sophia mockingly called her a piece of meat. But later, even she softened. In her memoirs, she admitted, Eleanor was noble and worthy. In 1666, their only daughter was born, Sophia Dorothea. Eleanor adored her. She walked with her through the streets of Celle, introduced her to the people. The townsfolk loved the girl. In Hanover, though, she was dismissed as the French woman. At first affectionate, later mocking. When it came time for marriage, Sophia Dorothea was married off to her cousin, to Sophia's own son, the future King George I. It was a disaster. A cold husband, constant infidelities, no love. Soon she was accused of having an affair with Count Königsmark. Her husband demanded punishment. Sophia Dorothea was imprisoned in the castle of Alden. She would remain there for over 30 years. Eleanor lived on. Nearly blind, she begged for permission to see her daughter. In vain. The pain of separation became her last lingering sorrow. Georg Wilhelm died in 1705, and in 1722, Eleanor passed away at 83. Sophia Dorothea outlived her mother by just 4 years. Today, Eleanor's name is almost forgotten, but it was she, not Queen Victoria, who first earned the unofficial title, Grandmother of Europe. Among her descendants, the kings of Belgium, Denmark, Greece, Bulgaria. And it all began with one strange deal between two brothers. Thank you for watching. If this story surprised you, leave a like and subscribe for more hidden tales from royal history. See you next time.